fractions. Let's play some frog fractions. Frog fractions. Everyone loves frog fractions. Look at all the numbers. Oh look, we got stuff. We need a cybernetic brain. Oh, look at these fractions. They're much more fancy. Oh, yeah. Oh, missed a present. All those numbers. Oh boy. Oh, time for upgrade. Lock on. Oh yes, with this lock on we can get all the buggies for all the fraction needs. Yes. Stay away from my fruit. I have 6 Zorkmeds. What the hell is a Zorkmed? Got a turtle so I can move around. Get all the delicious fruit. This game is free, by the way. Razor blades are removing my lock-on targeting. Uh-oh. Let's get some durians. I have to type. God damn it. Oh, the fruit. Oh, the fruit Edgar. Oh, the frog needs all the fruit. All of it. Like a billion. Don't let those asteroids push me around! Bug Mars, let's show these bugs who's boss at once. I want to their present. Oh yeah, flying through the asteroid belt of my magic dragon, eating the bugs that fly towards me. Oh no, we're crashing on Mars. Oh, it's a freaking boss fight. I'm under arrest. No!
Mr. Hap, the charges against you are severe. You are accused of breaking and entering into native habitat. Bug Mars with intent to purloin our delicious space fruit. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, Your Honor. Amphibious, Your Honor. You've got the wrong dude. My name is Mr. Leap.
Has anyone ever told you that you look delicious?
Oh God, I'm surrounded by bugs.
Delicious.
Not with the glassy-eyed stat. No, these charges carry minimum sentence of 20 years hard labor. But there's a special offer this week. How do you like to become a naturalized citizen of Bug Mars? Absolutely. I love it here on Bug Mars. I've never been to a buggier Mars. You drive a hard bargain. I'll take that labor. I don't know. What are the hours? How do you feel about bribes if you just reach into my front pocket? Get them off! Get the bugs off! Absolutely! Excellent! All you need to do is pass a test on the history and culture of this fine planet. Shall we begin? Our bug flag has 4 bug stripes. What do they represent? Persolalis. Bugs. Crushing our enemies in powerful mandibles. Protecting my precious space fruit from your goddamn commie space bugs, Your Honor. Yeah, I hate bugs. Hate bugs. This one. Ransom. Actually correct. Next question on the series. Bug Jersey Shore. What is Bug Snooky's favorite flavor of ice cream? Vanilla. Cookie dough. Bug. Trick question. Ice cream is unheard of on Bug Mars because of the climate. I don't really watch TV, Your Honor. I think they're in my hair. I can feel them crawling around. Trick question. I had to try, didn't I? 420 bugs ago, Bug in Chief, Bug Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Bugs that we are blessed with which inalienable right? The right to bugs. The right to own sentient space fruit as slaves. The right to refuse to testify against your hive mind in court. The right to parade around the courtroom in only your... How the hell should I know? I'm a frog. Oh God, my unsettling, isn't it? You never guess just by looking at them that they're watching and judging our every move. Bug 1812, General Stonewall Bug Jackson held off the nefarious Bug Frog Armada single-handedly. How many mecha frogs did he crush under the wheels of his Mercedes Bugs? Enough to reach the ground? We don't know. They haven't invented counting back then. 420. I swear, they counted them twice. That's not just a pot joke. None. He didn't learn to drive stick until after his divorce. They bite. Oh, they bite. Oh, they bite. 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 None. What a nasty breakup it was. All over the tabloids for months. Last question, Mr. Hop. How do you feel about fractions? I was told there will be no math on the 6 a.m. Oh man, I love them. They're an intuitive way to represent a non-integer value. I'm actually leaning slightly towards scientific notation these days. I don't know. I never really had to deal with them. I think my chair is made of bugs. Am I made of bugs? I think you're a huge Philistine and hope you die. But that is correct. I'm impressed, Mr. Hop. Yours is the first perfect score our fake naturalization program has ever seen. We're going to fire you into the sun, but instead, we were going to fire you into the sun, but instead, we decided to issue a work visa. If you just sign here, yee! If you fist bump, YOLO! Bugs, 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 bugs. Fist bump. Everyone loves a novelty signature. Just ask Bud John Hancock. Bartholomew Salience. Date of birth, Bug, 2012-0605. Chittendowner, 12345 Bug Street. Inspector Paulus, 111101. Height, 1.55. Ooh. Yeah. Here we go, baby. And a smiley face. Well, back into the fractions. Screw this, I'm going down. Down. All the way down. To the depths of
As
Mars.
conceived in 1632 by Portuguese printing press operator André Felipe, boxing was a gentleman's game in which two men would square off and regale each other with stories monotonous for days on end, until one of them fell to the ground from boredom or exhaustion. Over the next few years, the new sport developed a respectable following of a few hundred local socialites.
Oh my goodness. No, no, pufferfish. Leave me alone, pufferfish. I'm going to the Mars oceans. Find myself some Mars Atlantis gold.
It was Felipe's son, André Felipe, who developed what he called the punching strategy in 1637 after seeing a schoolboy strike another in anger, causing him to fall down. When André Felipe challenged the then champion, British expatriate Sleepless Bill Bishop to a match,
It's a squid.
Bishop was the odds-on favourite. You can imagine his surprise when, while he was describing what he had had for breakfast that morning, André walked up and thumped him in the neck, sending him down for the count in the parlance of our time. While it was universally agreed that the boy had violated the spirit of the game, officials were unable to find any actual rule that punching violated, and were forced to let the victory stand. This upset caused an uproar in the boxing community large enough to spill over into local newspapers, which drew the interest of many outsiders to come see what all the fuss was about. The newcomers were enthralled to engage in these borderline barbaric displays of human strength and skill, and the rest is history. After a few spoiled sport school moms, single-minded about safety, added the padded gloves, of course.
I don't do drugs, but I feel like I'm on them.
Today's boxing enthusiasts fantasize about a newcomer that would rock the ring the way Felipe did. Calcification of the modern rule set has essentially locked the punching strategy into place, but it's easy to get caught up in the fantasy. Young scholars with big dreams often enter the ring with their crazy new trick, usually a variant of hypnosis, and though they've achieved the occasional victory, none of the gimmicks have been robust enough to make it to the big time.
Take that, submarine. Ow.
The real wonder, though, is that Andre Felipe's original vision of boxing is still around. Gentlemen's boxing clubs can be found in cities all over the world. You can visit one most any day of the week and see two erudite gentlemen exchanging pleasantries in the ring. Most people only come to watch a few hours of a match and then leave, but every once in a while you'll find amongst your elders a stout fellow, a die-hard fan, who perhaps witnessed that historic battle between Felipe and Bishop, who for love of the sport must stay to witness the last glorious seconds of wakefulness slip away, only to return to fight again another day.
I found a rocket ship. Oh, let's get out of Mars. Get your ass off of Mars. Command module. Is that it? The rumbling seems to have stopped, and you feel the intense downward pressure let up after a moment you calm down enough to start taking in your surroundings for the first time since the seemingly dormant vessel sprang to life. Command module. The walls of this circular room curve to meet at a point that must correspond to the curved nose of the outer hull. Lining the walls, you see a porthole, a glowing display, and a control deck. A ladder leads aft. If you don't know how to get started, type help and press enter. What's next? Look around. The walls of the circular room curve to meet a point that must correspond to the curved nose of the outer hull. Lighting the walls, you see a porthole and glowing display and the control deck. A ladder leads aft. You have to be more specific. Oh, come on. Through the porthole, you can see the background of the star shifting as the ship gently spins. The constellations are all unfamiliar to you. Glowing green display shows a map of the galaxy with a destination you don't recognize marked in an ETA of about 3,000 years. Looking closer, you see two on-screen buttons labeled Route Details and New Destination. The screen spells forth a slew of steps such as spiral spinward at Spathy system, far faster than you can fathom. The nav computer dumps you into an interface so abstruse that before you even consciously process what is happening, you've hit the back button and are at the main map again. The ladder leads aftward into the ship. captain's quarters. This looks like an all-purpose living area. A sleeping pod sits next to a snort stand. A ladder leads to the fore. An oriental rug lies in the center of the aft wall. This decorative oriental rug sits in the center of the room. Looking at it more closely, it doesn't quite lay flat on the floor. There's a significant dip around the middle. Moving the rug, you discover a recessed hatch below it. Your score has gone up by 2/5 of a point. You have to work it a bit, but after you give the wheel a few spins, the hatch pops open. Engine room. Oh no. Go in hatchway. You slip through the hatch. Engine room. Nearly every surface in this room is covered with a sticky pink goop, which seems to be thicker near a green machine sitting in the corner. A hole in the wall exposes a nest of wires. There's a hatch leading back to the captain's quarters to the fore. A thin coating of sticky pink goop covers every surface of the room. The machine consists of a spigot aimed at a flat platform. A handwritten sheet of paper has been hastily taped over the base of the platform. This is the out of order note, including in your game package. God damn it. Back in the day, to prevent people from pirating, you have to have a booklet that came with the game. It had specific information in it that you can only get it from the booklet if you purchase the game. So pirated copies does not allow you to... You can't progress because you don't have the actual copy, but let's use our thinking cap at 1 a.m. 1:30 a.m. 1:20 a.m. That's the time. You rip the note off, leaving a fluttering piece of electrical tape behind and revealing a control panel. Taken. I took the tape. Look at the control panel. Most of the control panel is rendered unusable by the sticky pink goop. You see a row of what look like radio preset buttons, all but 2 of which are stuck. There's also a big red lever. None of these are legibly labeled. The machine whirs, "Spencing Mom's specialty," a voice says. Pink goop streams out of the faucet, splashing against the flat platform and getting everywhere. A couple drops land in your mouth, and you recognize the flavor: bacon milkshake. Atmospheric anomaly detected, a different voice says. A whirring sound ensues, and the bulk of the goop is sucked into the invisible vents, leaving just enough goop floating around to be gross and annoying. Atmosphere purified, the voice says, triumphantly. What next? Peering to the exposed machinery, you see what looks like an empty coffee can that you're guessing doesn't belong there. You twist the can and eventually comes loose, but you've ripped the insulation off an adjacent wire in the process, and it begins sparking, and it comes in contact with the adjacent strut. You glance down at what you've taken, It really is a coffee can. What next? You wrap the tape around the bare wire, insulating it. Your score has gone up by 1 2/3 points. You have to be more specific as you can do the can. You can't get an immediate amount of just click. Detected. The vents do their ineffectual thing. Atmosphere. Okay. You place the can below the spigot. The machine says a thick stream of pink goop streams out, and it mostly gets everywhere, but the coffee can does end up filled. You grab the can. Atmospheric anomaly detected. The vents do their ineffectual thing. Whatever. Captain's quarters. The sleeping pod looks like a bed with a lid, but you have to assume it's got some sort of a suspended animation. Functionality, I mean, right. There's a hole on the top next to a gauge reading empty. You bring the can close to the hole, and the hole sucks the pink goop right in. The nearby gauge fills up. Your score has gone up by 9/2 of a point. What next? You can't safely sleep until you're confident you'll return to Bug Mars by the end of the trip. Command module, the walls of this, blah 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 blah. Control deck consists of an array of switches and a pair of joysticks. Let's hope you never need to override the ship's autopilot, because these are definitely not frog joysticks. That's not the fiddle with the controls. The raised button clicks into place, and the previous selected button pops up. Local currency, says a robotic voice. Machine whirls, dispensing local currency, a voice says. A thick stream of Zorkmids shoot out of the faucet, bounce off the flat platform, and scatter around the room. You spend a few minutes gathering up the scattered Zorkmids. Your score has gone up of 1/3 of a point. Ooh, a manual. It's a manual for the navigation computer in the command module. After leafing through it, you feel confident you understand how to use the interface well enough to set up a route back to Bug Mars. Your score has gone up by 2.5 points. You definitely plot a course back to the Bug Mars. The engines roar, and you feel G-forces shift. The ETA reads 57 and 3/5 years. Huh? You run a diagnostic and determine that the vast majority of the time is going to be spent going through bug customs. Luckily, you can sleep through most of it. Your score has gone up by 3 1/3 points. What's next? What next? Get in sleeping pod. You lie down in the sleeping pod, close the lid, and a drift off. Secure that in 57 and something years, you'll return to Bug Mars a wealthy frog. When you wake up, you're clearly not in your own sleep pod. You brutally glance around to get your bearings, and you appear to have been sleeping on a heart-shaped bed covered with roses. A voice comes from the next room. Awake already? A wispy human figure in a bathrobe and crown walks in. She bends over and kisses you on the nose, and suddenly you feel your body shifting. Yay! She laughs and claps, and you realize that you've been transmorgified into a human form. Press space to continue. want the bugs! I want the bugs! Watch out, they're eating your fruit! You awake with a start. What a horrible dream. You call your friend Draggy the Flying Dragon just to talk to someone. Hello, Draggy says. I just had the worst nightmare. You explain the situation. I'm not sure that support group I'm not sure that a support group for human bug eaters is really going to get much of a following, Draggy ponders. Maybe if we drummed up a little publicity first, I know just the PR agency. 5 minutes later, Draggy shows up at your door, dressed to the nines. He tosses a frog tuxedo at you. Put this on, babe. We're running for president. Get it at top. What say to the allegations that you're not a natural born citizen? I'll show you. I'll show you. Oh my god. I got this. Oh man, you smoke him. You're a shoo-in for president. Betsy Bluebonnet. Sir Clarence Gastropod. Ferdinand Croker. Flaps McQueen. And introducing Draggy, Ceiling Eater as himself. Created by Tweenbeard. Numerators and denominators.
Here's your bug coffee, Mr. President. Heavy on the cream.
Bug hot and dry. Bug assets 2 million Zorgmids. Cost to produce bug porn 10,000 Zorgmids megabyte. How many megabytes of bug porn do you want to make? 10. How many pop-up banner ads? What price do you wish to charge for a megabyte of porn? I don't know.
I prefer something more, President Jimmy.
The porn was too hot, the warehouse burned down.
Thanks, but I'm into ladybugs.
It's not you. It's my inability to distinguish you from the prey. Impressive wingspan.
And that is Frog Fractions number 1. Free on Steam! And let's see the results of our beautiful bug porn. This is a random series of 1 a.m. recordings. Oh, here we go. Oh, baby. And that's Frog Fractions.